Good morning, YouTube. It's 9 o'clock at night, and guess what? Nobody's answering my text messages, so I have to talk to a camera, my 0.0 subscribers, about the fact that a new McFly album came out yesterday because nobody's answering my texts about it because I live in America and nobody else knows who they are. So background, how I became a McFly fan in the middle of America. I bet you're all wondering, did you watch Just My Luck? Yes, I did, but that's not how I got into them. I watched Just My Luck and forgot about it because I'm not a big Lindsay Lohan fan. It's an energy drink. I'm not sponsored.
Bang.
Not affiliated. I watched the movie and immediately forgot about it. But then, one day, it was my 15th birthday, and I was looking at my favorite Christian punk band on the MySpace charts. And yes, that apparently is a thing. Anyway, when I was looking to see where my favorite Christian punk band fell on the regular punk charts, they were number 10 when McFly was number 4. But then I listened to Stargirl, and then I never went back, much like a lot of people. Anyway, McFly came out with a new album for the first time in 10 years yesterday, unless you count the McLost songs. Unless you count the Lost songs as an album, which I do, and I'll talk about later. But it's their first album in 10 years, and I don't have anybody to talk to about it except you, my 0 subscribers. Anyway, so I'm just gonna talk about it because no one will talk to me about it. I've texted like 4 people and nobody's answered me back, and I've texted my best friend like 7 times, and she's normal and she has a life, so she hasn't texted me back about it yet.
Your husband.
I tried to talk to him about it, but he's not a McFly fan. So he set me up in front of a camera.
Hey, guess what?
He set me up in front of a camera.
I'm McBusted. Get it?
We don't joke about that.
Oh.
So I just thought I would do a track-by-track review of Young Dumb Thrills. I gotta say, it wasn't my favorite of their 7 albums, but it also wasn't my least favorite of their 7 albums. I bet you're thinking, what's her least favorite? And no, it's not Above the Noise. It's probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite. You guys hate it way too much. Just give it a chance. Anyway, back to Young Dumb Thrills. We start with Happiness, which has a really weird chorus. And by weird, I mean it says the word happiness a lot, and it makes me think that they're trying to make me think that I'm happy when I'm already happy to begin with, and it just makes me think that they're trying to make me think that I'm happy, and it just confuses me. Anyway, moving on to the next song. Anyway, you want a numerical rating? I give that 5 out of 10 stars. No offense, McFly. Another Song About Love is an interesting song about being out of ideas. That's literally what the song's about. But anyway, for a song about being out of ideas on how to write songs, it's actually pretty good. And I actually kind of relate to it because some days I wake up thinking I'd want to write a book, but then I'm like, well, I'm pretty happy right now. Nothing much to report. I didn't do that, did I? Well, I give Another Song About Love a good 7 out of 10 because I think it's a really good song, but it's still not my favorite song. So, the next song, You're Not Special. It's different. It makes me think I'm in like an 80s movie trying to like realize that I could be into fashion if I really tried. I think I would give it a good 8 out of 10. Head Up, I don't know yet. Tonight is the night. That's what McFly say is their favorite song. Now, they said that about Hyperion, and I was like, I get it. And this one, I kind of get it. It's not my favorite, but I'd give it 8 out of 10. Then we've got Young Dumb Thrills featuring Rat Boy, which I didn't think I would like because it's featuring somebody named Rat Boy. But guess what? I do like it. Why? I don't know. Tap, tap, tap on repeat. Anyway, moving on. We've got Mad About You next, which might be my favorite. It's different. Definitely different. Got like a Jack Antonoff vibe, which is what Danny was going for. He posted about it a lot on his Instagram stories. It's different. I didn't like it at first, but now I think it's probably, if not my favorite song on the album, my second favorite song. Give it a solid 9 out of 10. Sink or Sing, I think I'm gonna like a whole lot better live. Still, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And then there's Like I Can. I'm gonna give it a 6 for uncertainty. But then we move on to Wild and Young. And let me tell you why this is the best song. I just made up my mind about what my favorite song was, and I didn't come in to this video with a favorite song, so that's pretty cool. Wild and Young. A lot of people know that it was scrapped from Danny's solo album to put onto this one. And I gotta say, that is an awesome decision. Not the decision to scrap the solo album, because if anyone deserves a solo album, it's Danny Jones, but anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, Wild and Young is the perfect song, and Harry said on Instagram Live earlier that it was what the album was missing, and I absolutely guarantee that I probably would have listened to the whole album and been like, if I didn't hear Wild and Young, which is the best song on the album. 10 out of 10. You can tell Danny wrote it. You can tell Danny's my favorite. No offense to the other guys. They're all wonderful, fantastic human beings. Danny's just my favorite. And okay, well, the last song is called Not the End, which I think they did on purpose because it was the end. And did anyone think about the fact that they also have a song called The End, which, believe it or not, is not my favorite song off of Radioactive. I think they could have left that one off, but I think a lot of people would be like, what? It's such a sad song. And I'm like, I don't need sad songs. They had a whole song on this album about how, you know, they don't need sad songs, even though they sell more records, apparently. This was me talking about McFly. This was probably, if I had to rank it, it's either my third or fourth favorite album out of their 7 albums. What's my favorite, you ask? It's the Lost Songs. And everyone's like, what? That's not an album. And I'm like, well, it is on Spotify now. Motion in the Ocean. Above the Noise. Suck it. I know y'all hate love Above the Noise, but I like it. Anyway, Above the Noise. Young Dumb Thrills, Radioactive, Tide, Wonderland, Room on the Third Floor. And that's not that I don't like Room on the Third Floor, it's just that I like other stuff better. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to my channel for some dumb reason and you want to listen to me talk to myself about other things, I'm probably going to do this in the future because I'm going to be locked in my house. Because I live in Iowa and our COVID cases are through the roof. So can I leave? No. Can I do things? No. So what am I going to do? I'm going to talk to myself with these giant crazy eyes looking at the camera. And I'm probably going to talk about McFly and only McFly because nobody answers my texts about McFly. Somebody talk to me, please.